So friends, today we are going to talk about a special group of poisons called as deliriant poisons. These poisons in this group are characterized by well-marked deliriant stages. And one which we are going to see is Dhatura. The plant commonly grows in west places all over India. There are two varieties, Dhatura alba, a white flowered plant, or Safed Dhatura, and a Dhatura niger, a black flowered or purple flowered one, Kala Dhatura. The flowers are bell shaped. The fruits are spherical and have sharp spines, giving the name thorn apple to the plant. They contain yellowish brown seeds resembling chilies. An average size fruit contains 450 to 500 seeds and weight about 8 grams. 100 seeds weight about 1 grams. All parts of the plants are poisonous. All parts of the plant are poisonous. But the seeds and the fruits are more so. The active principle contain the alkaloid called as levohyosamine. Levohyosamine. Hyoscine and traces of atropine. Traces of atropine. And what is an alkaloid? An alkaloid is a complex chemical substance found in various plants. It is so called because it behaves like an alkali and combines with the acid to form salts. The distribution of alkaloids in plant is not uniform. Some are concentrated in the roots, others in the seeds, still others in the barks, and so on. They act mainly on some portion of the central nervous system, each having its own individual actions. Now, the alkaloids of Dhatura stimulates the higher centers of the brain, stimulates of brain. They inhibit the secretion of sweat and saliva. Here we differentiate the opioid and the Dhatura poisoning. In spite of inhibiting the secretion of glands, all the glands, the sweat was intensely secreted in opioid poisoning or somniferous poisoning, and the body was in hypothermic condition. But in Dhatura poisoning, sweat and salivation are inhibited. The cutaneous vessels are dilated. The vessels with cutaneous vessels are dilated. The pupil is dilated cutaneous blood vessels dilated pupils. Dilated pupils. And the heat regulating center in the medulla oblongata is stimulated. The heat regulating center is stimulated, which is in the floor of third ventricle. The initial stimulation is followed by depression and paralysis of the vital centers in the medulla. Now, what are the symptoms and signs? Signs and symptoms. Now, these signs and symptoms can be described in few words like dry as a bone, then red as beet, then blind as bat, hot as air, and mad as wet hen. They appear within the half an hour if seeds are taken, or earlier if the decoction or concentrated water extract of seed is used, and almost immediately if the alkaloids are taken. In most cases, powdered seeds are administered in food. The earliest symptoms is a bitter taste in the mouth. Due to inhibition of salivation, there is dryness of the mouth and throat, as we said, dry as bone, resulting in difficulty in talking and dysphagia and unquenchable thirst. The face is flushed due to dilation of cutaneous blood vessel, and thus we get our symptom red as beet. The pupils are dilated, which makes him insensitive to light, and the power for accommodation to near vision is paralyzed, and there is a blindness, thus blind as bat. The body temperature is raised, the skin is dry and hot, so hot as hair, due to inhibition of the sweat secretion and stimulation of the heat regulation center. Then there is vomiting. These symptoms are soon followed by giddiness and unsteady gait, the person staggering like a drunken individual. The mind is affected early, and the patients begin at first restless and confused, and later becoming delirious and mutters indistinct words, and thus act as mad as wet hen. He is subjected to visual and auditory hallucinations. He appears to grasp at imaginary objects, and one characteristic thing in these poisoning is he picks at clothing and tries to pull an imaginary threads from the tip of his finger. The delirium passes off in an hour or so, and the patient becomes drowsy. There may be scarlatiniform rash. The drowsiness may progress to stupor or coma, and rarely to death from respiratory paralysis. Secondary delirium may appear when the patient recovers. The important symptoms and signs can be summarized under 9 Ds, which is dryness of the mouth and throat. First D, difficulty in talking, dysphagia, dilation of cutaneous blood vessels, dilation of pupils, dry, hot skin, drunken gait, delirium, drowsiness. And these may be mistaken for drunkenness or heat stroke. So symptoms may be summarized under 9 Ds. Now, what is the fatal dose? About 100 to 125 seeds. If alkaloid is taken, it will be about 60 mg for adults, 60 mg for adults and 4 mg for adult and 4 mg for child. Then death usually occur with within fetal period, fetal period. So death usually occurs about 24 hours. Now the treatment part. There should be stomach wash, or gastric lavage. The stomach should be evacuated to remove the remnants of the crushed seeds by stomach wash with either a weak solution of potassium permanganate or 4 to 5% tannic acid. And then there is physiological antidote called physostigmine, physostigmine in a dose of 1 to 4 mg, and it is repeated if necessary in intervals of 1 to 2 hours. Then the other one is neostigmine and 2.5 mg intravenous every 3 hours act as physiological antidote. Purgatives are beneficial, so purgative are given. Purgative. Purgatives. And the rest of the treatment is symptomatic. Symptomatic treatment. Moistening of the tongue and change in the size of the pupils toward the normal are valuable guides in treatment. In non-fatal cases, recovery takes a day or two, the effect on the pupils being the last to disappear. Now, what will be the postmortem appearances? Postmortem appearance will be, these are those of asphyxia, Dhatura seeds may be found in the stomach. There is congestion of gastrointestinal tract. Dhatura seeds resist putrefaction and are found even when the body is decomposed. Now, what are the medico-legal aspects? These poison is very important medico-legally. In India, Dhatura medico-legal importance. In India, Dhatura is employed mainly as a stupefying poison superior to robbery, kidnapping and rape. It is sometimes known as road poison as it is commonly encountered during journey. The powder seeds are mixed with food, tea, drink or in pan and given to an unwary traveler by the apparently friendly person. On ingestion of such material, the traveler becomes very drowsy. When he wakes up, he finds that his pockets are picked, removable belongings lost, and apparent belongings vanished. If he goes to the police station to lodge a complaint, he is taken to be a drunkard. On account of his drunken gait and difficulty in talking, generally the railway and pilgrim places put warning board asking the traveller not to accept any food or prasad from strangers to obviate such mishaps. A small dose, either due to inhalation of smoke, smoking or from ingestion, deprives the person of his reasoning ability. At times, he appears to be in the right state of mind, but actually does not know with whom he is talking, nor remembers what has happened when an alienation intoxic episode effect is over. Such an effect is achieved when the victim is exposed to fumes from burning the seeds mixed with resins, or by mixing datura with tobacco in cigarettes. The smoker during the temporary twilight phase will allow his pocket to be picked without any resistance, or would even give away any valuable article, example a wristwatch, if asked for. Children can be easily kidnapped by giving them candy or sweet mixed with datura. They comply with the instructions of the poisoner to follow him. Likewise, women have been abducted, robbed, and raped. Accidental cases occur when children and adults eat the raw fruit or seeds, mistaking them for edible fruits or capsicum seeds, respectively. From the use of dhatura as an aphrodisiac. Now, what is this aphrodisiac? Aphrodisiacs are the substances which are used to intensify the sexual desires. They are believed they do so, and when the decoction or the concentrated water extract of seed is added to country liquor for or toddy for the greater kick. So these was all about dhatura, a deliriant poisoning. Other poisons will be discussed in next videos. Thank you.